Only you, what no man can do. Only you can say what no man can say. Only you can do. Only you can change situation at all. Situation at all. What no man can do. What no man can do. Okay, I do not intend to take much of our time today. Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. It depends on what time this meets you. But for the time right now is past 8 o'clock London time. So I'll say good evening, everyone. I remain your host, Modupe, and we want to talk about the men today. This is your program, Relationship Talk with Modupe. I remain your humble host. I want to look at men today. Some things happened over the week and it got me thinking. I wonder when you hear stories of men being killed in relationship and things happening. I think we were actually watching a movie. It wasn't a movie, it was the news. Yeah, it was news. And this young man was talking, he was being interviewed, he was being abused, stabbed, he had cuts all over his body, he was being stabbed. He slept on the floor for, I think, 9 months. And all this treated were being given to him by his girlfriend, not even wife. You know, and my little boy was saying, how can you let that happen? Are you not a man? Can't you fight? How can you allow that to happen? And I said to him, you don't even want to be in that shoe. I don't pray you're ever in that shoe. And I said something to him. The man did not get to that point by strength. But the man was captivated and was put in such a tight corner. He was imprisoned against his will, not by strength, but by trick. But by lie, and by his belief that this person loves me and things are happy, things are happening and things are okay. And before he knew it, was already trapped. And then I wanted to change the channel. I said, no, I want to listen. You know, he was really captivated with the news that how could a man be imprisoned by a woman? How could a man be kept against his will? You know, and that brought a lot of question, a lot of discussion between me and him. And then I started wondering some of the things we say to our boys when they were really, really young. I've said it severally, in different way, in different form, you know. And these things we think is just to encourage them, you know, to challenge them and to toughen them up, not to cry, or when things happen, you know, just to be able to deal with it, to cope with it. But then we don't think of the after effects. You know, I'm not talking about 2-3 years. After effects, when they've become real men, when they've grown up, what these things can do to them. For example, maybe your son gets injured and he starts crying, Mom, my leg. And you're like, oh, come on, man. It's not a big deal. You know, you're a man. You don't have to cry. Toughen up. You know, just suck it in, man. Can you stop crying? You know, we say all these things to our boys, and our fathers think the same thing that they said to our fathers, to our great-grandfathers. But I want to bring this out. There's so many things we do, we see at, you know, is the normal norms, it's no big deal, and it has no negative consequences. But we really don't know the side effects of these things. And it dawned on me that it's something that needs to be talked about. We need to look at it. And if you're opportune to listen to this message, I really, really pray you work on it with your children, starting from your children, and that the men would also learn something from it and learn to listen up. Now, I broke this topic into 3. Why do men suck up? Why do men suck it all up? Why do they bottle everything in? I try to understand the reason why. And so I'm waiting for the men to join in and tell me, why do you think you don't have to talk? You don't have to share your pain? You don't have to let people know what's wrong with you if you are going through any challenges? And you don't want anybody to see you cry. Why do you hold it all up? Why do you think being a man and means not talking, not sharing your problem, not discussing with anyone, and believe so much that you can deal with it yourself? It's good to want to deal with problems yourself. It's good not in, I'm not asking you to talk with every Dick, Tom, and Harry. No, I'm not asking you to just go blabbing. But there is a saying which I believe is true because I've practiced it, that a problem shared is half solved. Because the moment you talk about it to someone, discuss it with anyone actually, your close friend, your girlfriend, your wife, you know, a colleague at work, a friend in the church, a brother, a sister, your father, your mother, the moment you talk about it, there's this ease that comes in you. You know, it's a body you carry so much on your shoulder, and your shoulder is pent up like that. But the moment you talk about it, you see your shoulder come down. Automatically, you feel this relief on you. So I don't know why we believe I can't talk to someone about my problem. I can't share my problem. So that's one thing. Why do we do that? Men, come out. Come. You can call There's a number there to call 074 3888 72470. It's a Leica number. Call in. Let's learn. I want to learn, really. I want to understand. And I believe a lot of women too want to understand why our men don't talk. Because when we understand that part of you, we'll also be able to help you. Because it's as good and as nice as it may be, quote and unquote, it has its own devastating effects that is not very healthy. So we're going to look at the reasons, the consequences, and possible solutions. It's not going to be something that's just going to happen like that, because if you've not been brought up like that, you're not used to talking, you're not used to showing your emotions, but you're used to hiding it, keeping it, suppressing the pain, the emotions, and say, no, I'm a man, I can deal with it, I can handle it. As good and as tough as that may sound, it has a side effect. And that's why I'm really concerned today. That's why I want to talk about it. So because, for instance, you're having problem in your marriage, and you feel, oh, it's one of those things, I can deal with it, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. You're not talking to anyone about it. No one. No, I'm not, even if you don't want to spend money going to counseling, coaching, you must have 1 or 2 friends you can talk to. Talk to someone. You need to talk to someone. I pray you don't talk to the wrong person or to the wrong people, because they are also there. But it can't be so bad that you won't find one person you can talk to. It could be your sister, your brother. It could be your mom, your dad. There has to be someone you feel, this person is reasonable enough, and I know this person is not going to take side. This person is not going to judge me, be judgmental. This person, I can relate with this person. There has to be someone. There has to be someone. Please do share the broadcast. Let's bless somebody with it. Thank you for joining in. Ashiwaju Olabode Abiodun, thanks for joining in. Isinat Isijaba, I'm waiting for your comment. I'm waiting for your contribution. The reasons why men don't cry and why men suck everything up. They bottle all their problem and their situation and their challenges up. Please do. I can read your comments if you cannot call in. I can read your comments out to people to listen to and learn from. Why do men suck all up? All your pain, all your challenges, all your heartache. So I'm waiting for responses, even as we share the program. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Why do men think it's not okay to cry? Okay, somebody said men don't cry because of pride. Pride. What's the pride? Oh, people are gonna look down on me if they see me cry. People are gonna look down on me if I express my emotions. People are gonna think I'm not man enough, I'm not tall enough, and so for the sake of pride. Okay, pride could be one of the reasons. Pride could be one of the reasons. Another reason, I'm going to go through on while I wait for people to make more contributions because of time. People are going to think I'm not man enough, I'm not tall enough, and so for the sake of... Okay, Isinat Isijaba says, may Almighty bless you more as you educate us. Amen. Thank you very much. But you are a man. It's not you're a man. So I want us to share from your own experience and your belief as a man. Why do you think you should hide yourself, hide your pain, hide your problem, and not talk to anyone, not discuss it with anyone? You know, even if it's emotional problem, business-wise, religion-wise, you know, whatever the problem is. Why do you think men hold it all in? They hide it, they build it all up and build it all up and don't talk to anyone. Why? One of the reasons I have here is this, which I have said earlier on. It's a thing from childhood. Men have been brought up not to show their emotions. Men have been brought up to toughen up. Okay, so we that are listening to this message today and you'll be listening to the end, to the consequences of this in later life when it's excessive. Now you'll be able to begin to re-educate your children. If your children, like I've come to realize, if my son comes crying now, I'm not going to say, oh, shut up. Oh, hold it up. Oh, come on, toughen it up. Oh, you are a man. You don't have to cry. Don't let anybody see you cry. I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm going to say it's okay to cry. What's the problem? Let's look at the problem. What's the situation? You know, few days ago, I was talking to my son and he started crying. I'm like, why are you crying? I didn't say the reason why you should be crying, you know. And then we got talking. I saw the reason why, because why he had things bottled up in him. So I left all I was doing and for 1 hour I was like, what's going on? Because if I'm talking to you, asking you to do something and you are crying, there's more to it. You're not crying because of what I'm saying. So what's really going on? So I was able to get to the bottom of why he's crying. And I was able to educate him. Listen, this is life. This is this. This is that. Things can't be this way just for your sake. Things can't be that way just to please you. You need to understand life. I didn't say, oh, shut up, man. Why are you crying? Be a man. Stop being a baby. Don't be a chicken. You know, when you say that to them, they're going to cry more. They're going to forget about that day. You know, but they will not forget what you said to them. They won't forget it. So anytime any situation arises that wants to make them cry, they're going to remember. It's going to come like an alarm bell in their brain. And it's going to say, your mom says don't cry. Your mom says you're not man enough if you're crying. So they're going to hold it up and sit themselves back and control themselves and hold their emotion, which is not the best. Papa T, thanks for joining. Sonia, Kola, Wale, Aria, Flavor. You are all men and you are not talking. It's not fair. So I'm entering your brain now, your head to dissect and to understand men. And you are looking at me, you are not talking. It's not fair. So let's educate our children from now. It's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotions. Okay? So that will help them in later on in life. Now, I'm not asking the children to be sissy, like my boys will say, or to be moist. Those are their words. Oh, you're being moist. You know, oh, you're being chicken. That's not what I'm saying. There's a situation where they need to be toughened, like, and be, you know, and stand up for when situation and challenges happen in life. But then it's also okay for them to break down. It is also okay for them to show emotions. It is also okay for them to cry. It's part of life. There is a time to cry. There's a time to smile. There's a time to dance. There's a time to sow. There's a time to reap. There's a time to welcome a new baby into the world. And there's a time to bury someone. You know, there's a winter time. There's a summer time. There is spring. There's autumn. There is harmattan. There is rainy season. There are different seasons in life. So what I'm trying to say is we're trying to create a balance from the life of our young children. So as they grow up, they're able to know when to show their emotions, express themselves, and they know when to keep it all together, to keep calm and hold it up. It may sound a little bit tricky and a little bit tough because we are not used to it, but it will help our next generation, let me put it that way, even as we are teaching ourselves and re-educating ourselves from what we've been taught, from what we know as children that we've grown up with and it's become part of us, and we are struggling, you know, we are struggling to remold ourselves. So now that we have the opportunity to remold another generation, let's add this to it. Let's add this to it. It's very, very, very important. Let's add this to it. Okay. Okay, another we've talked about pride, talk about being taught off from when we were children. And one of the things they will always tell the men are, oh, don't let anybody see you crying. When they're crying to the point you're like, they're making noise and all that, you want to shut them up, say, don't let that girl see you crying. You know, that girl coming in the corner, if she sees you crying, she'll think you are not a man or you're not man enough. You know, those are one of the things we say to them. And we think it just goes like that. It doesn't go. You know, we are sowing seeds, we are planting seeds into them. And all these things, they come back to materialize when they become men. Miss Fola, thanks for joining in. Med and Jolaye, thanks Auntie Me. My prophetess Titi, thanks for joining in. Do share the program, please. Let's educate ourselves. I'm looking at the men, not that it's okay for the men to cry. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to show emotions. And one of the other reasons why men hold themselves together is scared of people's judgment. This also happens to the women, but the men are more concerned about the men today, because naturally, if I may use the word, because they've grown up like that, they've been taught that standard, they've seen other men like that, they've watched the movies, and they believe is the normal norms. Except for very, very few, probably 2 out of 10 men that easily express their emotions. Okay, so quote and unquote, it's more on the men to really paint, to have paint up anger, bottled up issues, control their emotions. Nobody should see that I'm going through this. Nobody must know that I just lost my job. Nobody must know that my wife just left me or that I'm struggling. I have to hide it. It's a lot, but it's not okay. Another one is wrong conceptions of what others will say about you. You don't even know and you're not sure how people react, or the person you want to talk to, how they're going to react. But you've already concluded in your mind. You've got this wrong, this wrong concept that, oh, they're going to judge you. They're going to look you down. They're going to look at you less a man, And so all that makes us to show less emotions. But then they are not good enough. I want to look at consequences. Consequences of this attitude, this character, this personality. And one of the consequences is its longitude of problems. It's not a problem that may show right now. But with time, the consequences begin to come up. Begin to see different problems. Even health-wise. Research has shown that just the same thing as forgiveness. Because when someone has offended you and you hold grudge in your heart, you have unforgiveness in you, it also affects your health. So also it's hard pain, because this is all about emotions. With your emotions, you send wrong messages to your brain. Your brain sends another message to your body. And they all work hand in hand to affect you. If you see people who go to massage, I don't know if you ever seen, even in movie, or people that are really stressed up, the first place to massage is the shoulder. The shoulder and the membrane in the head. When you begin to massage that, you feel a relief, and your shoulder. Because when you have so much stress and anxiety and unforgiveness and a lot of issue and a lot of emotions all bottled up in you, number one, it sends a very, very strong negative vibes to people around you. You're not projecting positivity. Even though you're not talking, even though you're not saying nothing, but yet the energy that is coming out of you, it's not a positive one, because you've got a lot of negative anger, bitterness, hatred, strife, disappointment, failure, rejection, You've got it all in you, and you don't know how to deal with it, and you're not going to talk to nobody about it, and you are dying in silence. Dying in silence is not good. You need to talk to someone. My cry today is that you need to talk to someone. I don't see fingers walking. Nobody's sharing. Do share the message. Do share the program. Bless somebody with the message. It's not every day we're going to have topic that's going to make you laugh and jump. Let's educate ourselves today a little bit. Okay. Olaskai, thanks for joining in, sir. Okay. One of the problems, men holding all this up, one of the problems it can cause is depression. From stress grows into anxiety. From anxiety, it develops into depression. From depression, you become suicidal because you've got so much anger, bitterness, frustration, unforgiveness in you. Depression comes in. You're suicidal. You want to give up on life. And when you're suicidal, you can even begin to imagine, oh, this person that has hurt me so much, I want to take vengeance, and then become vengeful, to the point you even think of committing murder. That may not be your intention when you start off, but it may end up like that because all the energy around you are really, really, really negative. They are really, really negative, But my message today is you need to be able to show your emotions as a man. Show your emotion as a man doesn't make you less a man. No. Doesn't make you less a man. It simply shows that you are human. It simply shows that you've got a lot of love in your heart. That's what it means. If you're able to express yourself, listen, you've done this, I'm hurting. Okay, talk about it. If you can't talk out to the person, talk to somebody else that's going to relieve you of that stress. You have no idea. Before, it used to be a lot of women in mental homes. Now we've got a lot of men that are in mental institution. Why? Because they are holding it all up. If you can't cry in front of people, you can cry in your room. Cry on your bed. Cry in the bathroom when you're having your shower. Cry. It is not a crime to cry. For God's sake, I'm begging you, cry. While you're having your shower, let the tears flow. On your bed, let the tears flow. You have no idea. It's a relief when those tears come. It's like out of that pain and that heartache. It's like you're releasing it through the tears. It relieves you. Now, one of the consequences, again, if you're not talking to anybody, it's that it gives you mental issues. People begin to have mental health problems. It starts gradually from talking to yourself, talking to yourself from the way you dress up. You begin to lose interest in life. I saw a young man, I have not seen him for like 2 years, and I saw him 2 days ago. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why are you looking like that? He said, no, I'm fine, everything. So I said, no, you're not fine. I said, have you had a shower today? They said, of course I've had a shower. So I said, okay, so why are you looking all so white? Why are you not shaved? No, I can't be bothered. No, these are symptoms you begin to notice. You begin to lose interest in life, interest in yourself. You don't want to watch TV. You don't want to know what's happening in the news. You don't want to go to parties. You just want to be on your own. You are getting to the stage of danger. And it's not too late. You can come out of there if you seek for help. If the worst come to worst, if you feel the whole world is going to judge you, go to your GP. Go to the doctors. It's not all sick. They may not be able to prescribe to you tablets to heal you, But the fact that you're even able to talk, oh, GP, I'm having problem. My heart is hurting. I'm having headache. It's because, my wife just left me, or I just lost my job. I'm feeling so depressed. I'm feeling suicidal. They will talk to you. And they will even refer you to professionals for free who can talk to you. People go to depression classes and different kind of classes, where they can just sit down in circle and turn by turn they can talk about the challenges they are going through. It's a beautiful therapy. For people who cannot speak out or who cannot, break down their problem and like, okay, now this has happened. What's the next step? What do I do to get myself out of this mess? We are not built in the same way. For instance, I'll use myself as an example. You have no idea between January and now what I've been through. But you won't see it on me, not because I'm hiding it. No, people who are around me know. I tell them this happened yesterday. I'm so angry. I'm so angry with myself. My children know. I talk to them. I talk to people who are close to me. I don't hide it because why? I need to talk to someone because I'm not going to run mad. Not talking to someone, I'll probably be banging my head on the wall. So I'm not going to do that to myself. So I'd rather speak it out. Okay? But then I have my way of doing things. Okay, I have my way of handling problem. This problem has happened. This problem is not the end of me. What is the solution? So I take that negative energy of feeling frustrated in the situation. I take that energy into finding a solution. I don't know if that makes sense. Instead of putting the energy in feeling depressed, frustrated, angry, begin to eat all the food in the house and adding weight, dissociating myself from people and all that. Instead, I put that energy in finding solution. And then you begin to wonder, is this not the same woman that said something happened to her yesterday? Look at her. I have shifted focus. I have moved my focus from the problem to solution. So I am not in that problem anymore. I'm like, okay, what's the next thing? What do I do? What do I need to do? What do I do? Where do I go? Who do I talk to? Who do I call? Who can solve this problem for me? But we all know like that. So if you cannot, or you're not able, or you've not learned a way of rechanneling your anger and your frustration, then you must be able to talk to someone. Talk to someone. Now, another consequences and symptoms of people who are going through a lot of this problem is excessive drinking for men. Excessive drinking. For a lot of women, it's eating. They start eating and eating and eating and eating. It could be chocolate for somebody else. It could be fatty food. It's all signs of anxiety and depression. So for a lot of men, especially for those who drink, even the ones who don't drink, they begin to think, you know what, I think I need to have a glass of wine. I think I need a drink. I need a drink. And from one bottle becomes 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles. Before they know it, they become, they become, what's the word now? Oh, the word is gone. It becomes a routine. It becomes something they get really, really used to, even though they don't drink before. So instead of putting your energy into the drinking, talk to someone. Go to your GP, speak to your wife, your girlfriend, and etc. I talked about physical, mental health, dissociating from people. Your lifespan can be shortened when you have 1 million problem you put in your head. Maybe your lifespan was supposed to be 80. It can be shortened even up to 50. Simply because you're holding all of. It's like somebody is building up. You take a balloon, for instance. Yes, a balloon. And you're putting helium or gas into the balloon. You keep putting the gas in it. Put the gas, more gas, more gas, more gas, more gas. And it's building up. The balloon is building up, is building up, is building up. If you don't know how to stop and release some air to escape, and then you now add more gas, you let some air escape, but if you keep building and building and building and building, the balloon will burst. And when the balloon bursts, it's not repairable anymore. I don't know how I can emphasize what I'm talking about. I think that balloon was a very good example. So let's say we are balloons, our mind are like balloons, and the problems and challenges of life and frustration, pain and all that, they are the air that go into the balloon. You must learn how to open the balloon and let some air out. Let some out by talking to someone. Let some out by crying. Let some out, by rechanneling your energy, either to go jogging, to go swimming, to do something else. Let some of the air out. Because if you don't let the air out and the balloon is there, there's still going to be more. That's life. There's still going to be more challenges, more disappointment, more pain still coming in. That is more helium gas going in the balloon. And then more and more and more goes into the balloon. Before you know it, the balloon will burst. And when the balloon bursts, that's the end of it. That is death. Now, I don't want you to die. And I'm not ready to die either. So I am encouraging men out there. And as many women that can also be blessed with this topic. Speak out. Speak out. We need to reduce the number of people in mental homes. Share your problem with someone. One other one is heart disease, heart attack, and medical research have been able to find that holding up and pent-up issues can also bring about certain forms of cancer. You wonder, just because I'm not sharing my problem with anyone, I'm holding all up in cancer, yes. And then you wonder if they cannot find a cure to your kind of cancer, because even your kind of cancer was not caused by some normalities, if I may use the word. It can cause cancer, just like you having pent up anger, pent up unforgiveness in you, bitterness in you. So if you have pain, you have issues, talk to someone. I cannot emphasize this enough. Heart attack, heart disease, certain forms of cancer, suppressing emotions. Suppressing emotion can lead to explosion. Just like as I've explained with the balloon. You suppress the emotion and suppress to the point it will explode. And when it explodes, it's catastrophic. When it explodes, it's unrepairable. It causes more damage. The damage could be to yourself. The damage could be, if the balloon bursts, it will go everywhere. The pieces can fall on someone, can slap somebody else on the face, and the noise can even deafen people around you. So the explosion is not going to affect just you, but it's going to affect all the immediate people around you. For instance, you're going to miss work. People, your colleague and your people at the place of work, they're going to miss you. Your family going to miss you. People, your church going to miss you. Your family going to miss you. And they're going to feel the impact, the effects of the explosion. So when you have built up emotion, suppressed emotion, they lead to explosion. So before you explode, let it out. Let it go. Deal with the problem before the problem deals with you. If you have suppressed emotions, little things that normally on a good day wouldn't mean nothing to you, you will not take cognizance of them. But because you've reached the limit, you've reached the point of explosion, the trigger for the explosion might be some tiny little thing. And they're like, oh, he just hit his leg. Oh, somebody, although the way the person spoke to him was a little bit rude. But then, why is he going so aggressive? I didn't think that's enough reason for him to slap the lady. He didn't slap the lady because what the lady is the worst. No, he slapped the lady because he was exploding. Because he's got issues, he's been suppressing. Emotions, he's been suppressing. So he's exploding at the wrong time. And he's the wrong victim. He's the wrong person that has been victimized at that time. So you can explode at the wrong time. Any little thing can trigger the explosion. It's very important to seek for help. And suppressing your emotions, according to research, can trigger and stop the trigger of your sympathetic nervous system. You know, it's a nervous system that sends a message from your mind and from your heart to your brain, and from your brain that brings about the tears, that brings the release. But now you're holding up the pain, and your brain is struggling, trying to adjust. Do I release this emotion? Do I convert it into tears? Do I convert it into what? So there's a struggle with your nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system. There's a struggle. Do I release tears? Do I hold up tears? You are struggling. No, I can't cry. I'm a man. No, they mustn't see me. They mustn't know. And all that struggle is going within your system. You are breaking the system, man. You are breaking that system. You are breaking that system, so you need to work on it. It can bring about, it can slow your digestive system. It can cause bloating and constipation. So you wonder, how serious is this? It is very serious. Another thing that can help in this situation is try not to have two different personality. For people who are struggling to show their emotions, don't have two personality. For instance, don't be a different person when you're on your own and a different entire person when you are with people. So at home, you could laugh, you could play, but when you're among people, you are like that. And they see you being, oh, he's a very calm man. He's a very quiet man. He's cool. There's nothing wrong with being calm. There's nothing wrong with being cool. I mean, you're cool, you're calm. It's cool by itself. But are you really calm by nature, or are you calm because you're holding your emotions up? When people are talking or there are situations where naturally you should get involved in, you're like, I'm not involved. I'm not talking. I'm just observing, you know. Because why? You don't want people to see the other side of you. You don't want people to see your emotions. You don't want people to see you angry. Oh, and I never knew this man can be this angry. So you're hiding it. You're holding it all up. You know, what's wrong with you? You're human. It's natural for you to be angry. It's natural for you to cry. It's natural for you to laugh. It's natural for you to make jokes. It's all part of us. So there are times you need to talk, you need to laugh. And oh, we never knew this man can talk like this. Oh, we never knew this man can laugh like this. You know, let people see the beauty side of you. Not just the calm, calculated one all the time. Release the emotions. Release the emotions. Release the emotions. Loosen up and be yourself. In church, in parties, your place of work. Stop trying so hard to keep it together. Stop trying so hard to keep it together. There's nothing like you overreacting. I know human beings, we can be so unrealistic, we can be so wicked to one another. That's the truth. You know, that's the truth. But still, don't, because of what people might say, then harm yourself. Don't, because of what people might say, kill yourself. Don't, because of what people might say, risk your life and your health. I mean, for those who know me, they know I'll tell you the way it is. I'll say it the way I feel. Not because I'm being rude. Not because I'm trying to prove nothing. Because this is me. So take me for who I am. I'd rather express my feelings, express myself, and go home and be able to sleep than not being able to talk, not being able to express myself, and I'm holding it all up and I'm turning up and down on my bed. Oh, I didn't like what this person said to me. Oh, I should have said something. I didn't like the way they treated me. I should have said something. Oh, this something is really hurting me, but there's nobody I can talk to. And you are, before you know it, there's in some you're having sleepless nights, and you start looking for sleeping pills. But if you're able to say, listen, even if you've got the person's phone number, if you can tell the person one-on-one, it's not about aggression, it's not about fighting. There are two different things. It's about expressing your bitterness, your anger, your frustration, and your displeasure. Listen, I don't like the way you spoke to me the other time. and I didn't like it. Oh, what happened? You said it this way, you said it that way, and I didn't really like it. So either the person apologized or not. You have poured it out. You've let out the gas. You've let out that negativity. You're not holding on to it and you're not going home with it. It's done and dusted. So you've said your piece. Okay, I'm going to bring it quickly to divorce and I'm going to round up. Yeah, I got 10 more minutes. Wow, time flies. So I'm going to round up on this on divorce. Now, the reality of this is, before a woman decides, actually in most marriages, is the woman that most, not 100%, is the woman that says, you know what, I'm done with this marriage. I'm done and I'm done. But the truth is, before a woman says I'm done, they've been done for months. A woman can be done with you, with a man, for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, 3 months, before they actually come out and tell you, I'm done with this marriage. Truth. Because, and then they have enough time to process the pain. They have enough time to give themselves reasons why they want to be out of the marriage. They have enough time. They've looked at it. They've discussed it with their friends or with a family member. You know, they are at peace with it already. Before the woman comes and says, oh, I'm done with this marriage, I'm done. They are at peace with it already. So when they say they are done, they are going. That is why it's difficult when you now call the woman back and begin to apologize and say, oh, sorry, forgive me, give me another chance, can we make it work? They don't listen anymore. Why? Because they've left you long ago. They're just not, they just haven't told you. They are gone. But they just haven't been vocal about it. So you begin to wonder, but I'm saying sorry, why can't we work it out? And the woman is like, I'm sorry, I'm done. They have no feelings anymore, no emotions anymore. They're not emotionally attached anymore. They are gone like long time ago. So they're just talking now. But for the man, it's more painful, it's more difficult because you're just hearing it. So it hits you, bam. And then you hold it all up, you don't want to talk to anyone. Please talk to someone. Don't go and kill yourself. See, the truth of the matter is this. Most of the people who have pent-up issue, most of the people who suck it all up, most of the people who suppress their emotions, they die faster than those we don't. They die faster. And most of them are the ones who would commit suicide. And then you wonder, why did he kill himself? Nobody even knows, because nobody knows what he was going through. But he had a beautiful family. He had a nice job. He was doing well. Everything is fine for him. So why did he kill himself? You won't know, because he didn't discuss with anybody. But if you're able to talk to someone, you might never get to that point of suicide, of taking your own life. It's not worth it. There's still so much to live for. But you need to talk to someone to help you go through the process of change. Because it is a change. So you need someone to talk to go through the process of change. Remember, talking about your challenges, showing emotions, doesn't make you less of a man. So from what you've heard today, I believe, and I strongly want to believe, that once in a while, here and there, you'll be able to show some emotions. I know of a friend, very good friend. Before you say Jack Robinson is crying, sometimes he even gets irritating, like, can't somebody talk again? Before we say anything, you're crying. Before we say, are you not a man? You know, are you not a man? You see, it's something we say, we do, and we push our men to toughen up and hide their emotions, suppress their emotions. Are you not a man? Why are you crying? But that's him. It simply means he's got a soft heart. It simply means he's got a good heart. It simply means he's not a hardened criminal. His heart is not hardened. But for some people, your heart is not even hardened. But you project yourself like you are the hardest person. You are as if you are Olumorok. Like you are a rock. You know, people even have a wrong, you send the wrong vibes to people. So I'm encouraging you, whatever the circumstances, whatever the situation, speak out and cry. Is a tonic for the eyes. Yeah? Till I see you again with some more interesting topic. I hope I've been able to send you a message across that will heal you, that will restore you, and that will be a blessing to the next generation. Do share the program. Invite your friends. Share it to everybody. You never know who you might be saving with this message. Stay blessed. And remember, there is no option, no giving up on love. There is always hope. Do not give up on love. I remain your host, Modupe.